Palermo is a Powergrade and LUT pack that I've just released. It's for the DJI OSMO Pocket 3 for D-Log M footage, and it's out today, available on my website. It's called Palermo because I first started developing this Powergrade using footage that I shot on a recent trip to Sicily. And the intention of this Powergrade was to sort of enhance the scenes that I was shooting there with rich colors, so pushing color density, removing some of the digital harshness from the DJI OSMO Pocket 3. So we've got stuff like highlight, bloom, a little bit of softening to take the edge off the image. And then we've got stuff like grain, just to give a slightly more organic feel to the image as well. And then we've got a bunch of other nodes available in the Powergrade as well, things that will help you push more or less contrast. We've got two nodes that will also push quite unique warmth or coldness into your image as well. And there's also a node in there that will turbocharge your greens as well. By experimenting and playing around with all the different combinations and intensities that you can find in this Powergrade, you can achieve quite a large number of different looks just from this single Powergrade product. The Powergrades and the LUTs are all designed to work with D-Log M footage, so if you're watching this, you probably have a DJI Pocket Osmo 3 and you'll know that it's capable of capturing some really nice, rich 10-bit log footage, D-Log M footage. I'm also going to make available a standalone LUT pack, which will be slightly cheaper than the Powergrade version. So this is for people who want to work maybe with just a LUT-based workflow, or are working in other programs like Premiere and Final Cut 10, which obviously you can't use the Powergrade in. And I've designed this LUT pack to be almost as flexible and as versatile as the Powergrade itself. So with that, you get the base Palermo LUT, and then you also get a bunch of like stackable LUTs, which sort of mimic all the individual nodes that you get in the Powergrade. So you can add and take away and experiment with different combinations of the nodes and effects in the same way that you could on the Powergrade. So everything that you'll see in this video has been shot on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's all been graded with the Palermo Powergrade using different combinations and settings. So let's jump into Resolve now and have a quick demo of how this Powergrade works and the sort of looks you can expect to achieve when you apply it to your footage. So here we are in Resolve. We've got the Powergrade on. This is our footage, it's our D-Log M footage. You can see we've got this lovely little sheep here. So the first step would just be to add the LUTs, and you can see that does a lot of heavy lifting. So you can see the node structure here. The first node would be noise reduction if you need it. I've dialed in some settings there for you. By default it's off. These first two nodes here, or second and third node, are exposure and white balance. That's where you dial in and adjust your own exposure and white balance needs to get the image where you want it to be. And then we start going on to the different elements of the Powergrade. So the first is color density, effectively, and that basically is going to help give you nice, rich, deep colors. And you can adjust the intensity of all of these elements in the Powergrade by using the key output gain. So as you can see here, the more we bump that up, the richer, deeper those colors become. We've also got a greens node here, and this is effectively just to give you sort of those quite lush, cooler greens and help separate green and yellow tones a little bit more. Obviously, if the image is a bit too vibrant or too saturated, you can reduce the color density here, and you can also just simply bring down the saturation very simply to around 40 if you like a slightly desaturated image. Next we have bloom. This node effectively softens up everything, adds a bit of highlight bloom. Again, you can adjust the intensity of it. Just helps take the digital edge off everything. And then we've got stuff like grain. We've got vignettes. And then we've got two presets here. One adds more warmth into the image, I quite like that, and one that's more cold. Generally, they're one or the other, but you could combine them both together to get some interesting effects. And then obviously you've got a low contrast node and a high contrast node. I quite like the low contrast node with a bit of the warmth. And again, you can sort of dial stuff in until you get the image to where you want it. So if you want to just copy that grade over to this, again, we've got some nice market footage in Palermo in Sicily. Copy that over and you see you've got a really nice sort of organic looking rich image. So again, we can play about with the settings here Maybe we can turn off the greens, we can turn off that low contrast node, reset the exposure. Maybe we want to push a bit of warmth in there and increase the level of bloom a little bit. And again, really quick to dial in these really nice looking rich images that have that sort of slightly soft pro misty look to them as well with the bloom node. Me personally, I don't like the clip-on Pro Mist filters that you can get for this camera. I think they look a bit cheap, look a bit like a dirty iPhone lens. So that's why I prefer to add a bit of diffusion digitally in post. But yeah, hopefully you can just have a play around and have some fun with it. Okay, so what about the LUT side of things? Well, here we are in Final Cut 10, so I'm just going to quickly show you how you can achieve very similar results using the LUT pack. So let's go ahead and apply the base Palermo LUTs here. It's already doing quite a lot of heavy lifting like we saw previously. If you want to make adjustments, then you can just make those prior to the LUT in the pipeline. So maybe we'll just add a few changes here. Pull down that. And then if you want to sort of mimic the Powergrade node structure and add in other elements like color density and stuff like that, then you just go to your Palermo folder, go to the stackable base LUT folder, and you can start adding them in here. So we've got color density, so we just stack that on, and you can very easily just adjust the intensity of that LUT to dial it in. We can then pull in other elements, so maybe we want that warmth node, so let's bring that warmth one in, and basically you should add these in the order that they appear in the Powergrade for the best results. So again, we've stacked the LUTs here, we've dialed in the intensity, and very quickly we've got a very similar result to what we were getting in Resolve, but this time using a LUT-based process. So if you prefer to work this way, you still have the flexibility of the Powergrade using these LUTs. But also I've gone a step further and have also done some that I made earlier. So you don't have to stack them if you just want them. So say if your go-to is the Palermo color density and warmth, I've made that available as a single LUT, so you don't have to go messing around with it. And it's good to go all with one LUT. Of course, you can't get stuff like glow and grain through LUTs, so you will have to use your own methods for that. But hopefully this LUT pack will provide you with a really strong alternative to the Resolve Powergrade with the stackable LUTs and the pre-made LUTs. There is a full tutorial that comes when you purchase both Powergrade or the LUT pack, and that will run through everything from getting you up and running to what all the individual LUTs and nodes do and how you might want to use them in combination with each other. The Powergrade and LUT pack will be available to buy on my website now with the release of this video. It's available with a special introductory price that will be available for the first 2 weeks following this video. After that, it will revert back to the original pricing. So if you want to grab yourself a bargain, make sure you head over to my website now and pick it up. And I've had a lot of fun coming up with this and fine-tuning it, so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that it gives you a lot of fun and helps you push some sort of really exciting images with your tiny little Pocket 3.